Happy Monday, fish keepers! Welcome to the day in the life of running a tropical fish store. This is where you get to experience what goes on running a tropical fish store from day to day. Being Monday, today we've got our plant orders to get done. We're in for a bit of a SAF attack because Safi comes in today, gives us a hand around the joint. We've got to set up our live stream, so this week we have Lowell from Lowell's Fish Lab coming on for our Fanatics Friday coffee date. We also have the 3 Natural Aquariums podcast as well. Excuse me, I kicked something over. This week, the voters voted, the listeners listened, and we are talking about our number plecos, and you will not wipe the smile off my face. I'd also encourage you to watch the vast majority of this video, or even to the end, because at some point today we're going to be having a wee announcement on what's happening with the business after all the decisions that we made, all the reviews we went through a couple of weeks back, so that's probably worth watching as well. First and foremost, me though, however, I'm going to sit down at the computer, finish my coffee, and we're going to chug on to the replies to all the social media and emails and stuff like that, so I'll get at you once we've got that sorted. Before I go any further, Day in the Life Running Tropical Fish episode 200. I'm going to put it up here, because if I remember. Someone has asked about airborne bacteria causing bacterial blooms in aquariums. I've got no freaking idea on that one. That's well above my pay grade. I reckon there's some pretty smart people that watch these videos that might be able to help this dude or dudette. If you could jump onto that video, I've linked it up here. Find the comment, and if you have some experience or some knowledge on how those work, give the fella affiliate a comment and a help and see if you can help them through the issue. It's well and truly above my pay grade. I've got no idea how that scenario works. So, yeah, see how you go. You might not have any knowledge on that either. You might not be able to help the person. But I said to them that I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to put it out to the Fisherman family. There are some pretty smart people around. There's bound to be someone in the watch group, in the Fisherman family, that should be able to help. So, see how you go with that. It's a good time. Thanks, Fisherman family. Lights are off. Give me a yay or nay in the comments right now if you think next time I do a video on them, if this one light's going to be on or off. Pretty simple. Odds are it's going to be off, but hey, who would know? Update of the hospital tank that we got a SOS call for mid last week. Looks to be holding water fine over the weekend. We'll drain it off today, we'll bring it inside, we'll fill it back up, and we'll stick the filter on and see if that makes any issues. But it looks like the tank itself is currently holding water, so it's a positive sign. Good times. Once we can confirm where the leak was, which could well have been the old Aqua One 620T trickle issue, or confirm there is not a leak, we'll begin replanting it, getting it ready to rock and roll back to the hospital. Happy days. So on Saturday, after I closed the shop, I went over and got some live flies for the frogs. They've just, as you can hear now, they've just begun kind of waking up for the springtime. A bit more active, that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd get them some lovely live feed in there, make sure they've got their bellies nice and full, that kind of thing. I was going to go one of two ways. So we're going to have an absolute smorgasbord and then we're absolute fatties today, which they could be, or the flies were going to escape and be all over the shop that I came in today. I can tell you for sure option B has happened. I was walking around going, why the hell are so many freaking flies in here? And like, well, there's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there. And over there was like 3. I was like, shit. So the pack of, I think, was like 50 flies or something like that. I don't know how many escaped, but there is definitely a few in the building right now. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully the froggies got a decent feed before the flies got out. So yeah, flies might be annoying me for the next couple of days. There's another one. There was another one just over there before. There's one there. Maybe it wasn't the best option. Ah well, hopefully the froggo's got a decent feed and it makes it all worthwhile. Hey, get out of it. Plants all written down ready to rock. I'm going to go through and actually check what I've got in the shop. As we can see up here, I've written shop on a few of these. We've actually got a lot of these plants already hanging around. Not all of them, but quite a lot of these plants will already be in the tanks in here. So I'm going to make up what orders I can before I actually place my order. And then we can order some fresh, different stuff for the week. So that's where we're at with that for now. I can tell you that we don't have 11 units of duckweed right now. That's a complete fact. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. For those of you that knew the light wouldn't work, you win a million, gazillion, bazillion fake Fisherino dollars. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. Fish are all looking pretty good. Pretty happy with that. What I'm not happy with is the amount of freaking flies that are in the building at the moment. Driving me nuts, they keep landing on me, this is not okay. Hopefully when the door gets open they will just dissipate into the world. But for now, they're annoying the crap out of me. Anywho, fish look pretty good, pretty happy in here. Saffy will be in soon. Saffarina will do a bit of cleaning, make things look sparkle. It's going to be a good time, a real good time. We'll ask him what he's having for dinner, because we love that. And we'll see if he can think of an algorithm engager. It's been on the theme of betas recently. He's asked about breeding them, sorority houses, and something else that I've forgotten off the top of my head. So we'll run through the answers from last week with him as well. But yeah, happy days! At least the old froggos are looking nice and chunky monkey, so I feel a little bit better after having all these freaking flies around, because they've clearly got a decent feed, so that's a good start to the spring for them. Holy shit, Batman! Check out all these fries! Fight them! Get them off! Go! Go, Severums! Go, baby! Holy heck! Didn't they do well? I'm gonna come along with a big net and I'm gonna take them all. Man, didn't they do well? Man, this is awesome. That is a wicked cool swarm. Dude, that is cool. Real cool. Pretty Echinodorus flower update. Obviously got some extra growth. It's a pretty good size. Nice. But we've got a little bit of expansion coming in from here. So as these develop, little buds come off, as we can see here. And they will turn into flowers. So in theory there should be a little cluster of flowers and a wee cluster of plants that grow from these points here. So yeah, hope we're all enjoying this little journey of how Echinodorus produce plants. In the wild, as they get bigger and heavier, they'll begin to fall down. The weight just brings them down. That's how gravity works. They'll go underwater, and then they will root underwater, and then they'll just produce like a little chain of plants. Flies! Oh, nearly got it. Anyway, that will just produce little new plants, and it's like this field of plants that just keeps skipping along. So I hope you enjoyed my TED Talk. Blackbeard update. I am now beginning to question my sanity in this tank. Is it actually working, or am I thinking it's working? I don't know, but we will continue to double dose the Excel. 100% not sure if I'm winning this battle or not at the moment. Visually, kind of looks like it, but it also looks like it's not. So yeah, I don't know. Let's check out BMW while we're here. It's very clearly effective spot dosing it in this tank, so I'm happy with that. Working 100%. So yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't know, is it just in my head that it's working in the other tank? No, I'm sure it is. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. We'll just keep soldiering on, wondering how much Excel we're going to go through over the two tanks. So far we are at probably about 300-ish mils so far. For all you people that use the Freedom units, I think that's around about 10 ounces. I freaking fly up there! 10 ounces. 30 mils to an ounce from memory. 300 mils should be roughly 10 ounces, give or take, when we're talking about Freedom units. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock. Let's crack the door open. Let's get some work done. Sun's not really out, but it is warm. A little bit breezy. Just trying to get out over there. Sign is definitely out because it's 11 AM. Let's do this. It's a very strong smell of paint outside today. Painters down the road are doing some painting. And just like that, I made their babies orphans. Well, let's try and raise these suckers. I reckon we got more chance of raising them in a tank by themselves than what we do with these clown loaches. So there is a bit of logic behind this. We'll see how we go. Sorry fellas and Felliot. Okay, so we've dumped them into here. There was lots, I didn't bother counting because there's lots. I can see at least 1 or 2 there. We'll see how we go. I will leave the air relatively low. I don't have any brine shrimp at all, so that might be a concern. But that is my only real concern at the moment, so we'll see how we go. There's one there. I'll work it out. I got microwave and vinegar, so we should be okay. Turns out I was way too busy paying attention to the severums and kind of forgot to put my mug under my coffee. Good one, Richard. Alright, yo, we got Safi in the building. How are you, champ?
Good.
You happy? Oh,
Yeah.
Have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you get up to?
I met my grandma, had lunch with my grandma.
Nice, nice. Where'd you go?
I'm not sure, but you know, Queen's Gardeners.
I do know where that is, yeah.
Just a restaurant there.
Nice, was it good?
It was.
Good man. What are we up to today, buddy?
Well, right now I'm just in the inside of these aquariums.
Very good, very good.
And then after that we're clean the outsides and then, yeah.
Cool. Right, the question on everybody's lips. What's for dinner tonight, mate?
Chicken risotto.
Chicken risotto. Is this a couple nights worth of dinner?
Yeah.
Excellent. Obviously you're putting chicken in it?
Yeah.
Cool. And what sort of vegetables? Mixed vegetables.
Beans and stuff like that.
Lovely. Sounds delicious. Yeah. Cool. Well, we're going to catch up a little bit later. We're going to sit down and look through the comments that people replied to for your question about sorority. And we're going to give you a bit of time to think of another question that you want to ask the people, okay?
Okay.
Alright, mate, I'll let you chop on and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. We'll meet in the middle at the computer talking about what people have said about your sorority.
Okay, cool.
Alright, mate.
Thank you.
Alright, Safi, what's going on, buddy?
I've just lost the outside for that.
We've lost the outside of the flipper.
Flipper.
Right, so we were cleaning off the tanks and you dropped it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it hit the ground.
It's somewhere, so it's behind here somewhere.
Somewhere, but we've been under the ground, we've been downwards, we haven't seen it. I reckon you're playing tricks on me, Mr. Tricky Trickster. Oh.
Yeah.
Thought he might have found it.
No.
So we've lost to the end of the flipper.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not playing tricks on me, Sappho?
No.
There's a smile there. Are you sure? Is it in your pocket?
No.
Is it?
Pocket.
Okay. Alright, we're going to stop. We're going to try and find this bit to the flipper.
Yeah.
I reckon he's playing tricks on me and he's about to find it pretty much straight away. Let's see if we can find it.
Somewhere.
We found it. Sapio wasn't playing tricks on me. What happened is it's dropped. Actually, I don't have a clue how it's happened. But Sapio was cleaning this one and dropped it off there. And somehow it dropped and bounced and went some way or another. And on the back, on the bottom of these tanks, at the back there's little ledges, not in the middle one but on the bottom one, was sitting on the ledge at the bottom. How random is that?
Pretty random.
Just down on that piece of cross bracing there. That one there. Knucking futs. I reckon he was playing tricks and put it there on purpose, but he claimed his innocence, so I'll believe him. I'll believe him. We unfortunately just missed television magic. Safio went and dropped a little bit of rapashi in here, and the big boys went boom, and like flicked it everywhere, and the rapashi hit the ground, and we're like whoa, 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 but we missed it, eh, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess you just had to be there. Yeah. Once again, rapashi bringing all the fish to the yard. Oh, and once again, Cam scaring them all away. There's flies freaking everywhere, and it's annoying the absolute shit out of me. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's a freaking another one! Bad option, Cameron. Bloody bad option. Anyway, it's time for the algorithm engager. Sapio has left before I got around to asking him a question. We did sit down and have a wee chat about everyone and their sorority better ideas. And yes, I am just checking out what today's question is. So we did have a sit down and have a look at that, and so he's got a lot of stuff to think about. He's like, oh, I didn't think about that. He's like, oh, I don't know if I can, or maybe I could. So that's really cool that he's got some thinking to do. I have no doubt the next few days he will be asking me some questions, which I'll pass on to everybody as well. Anyway, today's algorithm engager, which is where you answer a stupidly simple question for me, to help YouTube show more of the Fanatics Friday Coffee Date, which is working incredibly well. The Fanatics Friday Coffee Date is a good time. Last week we had George Farmer. This week we've got Lowell from Lowell's Fish Labs coming on into breeding fish. Get into it. Help me let more people see that by liking this video and answering this very simple question is, are you a tea or a coffee drinker? I'm clearly a coffee drinker, but are you tea or coffee? And if you are a coffee drinker, how do you have your coffee? And if you are a tea drinker, how do you have your tea? Ooh, sorry. I'd absolutely like to know that. So answer the question down below. It makes the YouTube algorithm show it to more people see it, more people see the Fanatics Friday Coffee Date. One heck of a phenomenal resource, if I don't say so myself. Check out the back catalogue. We have spoken to some incredible hobbyists, some incredible aquarists, explorers, and all that kind of stuff. It is well and truly worth a wee hoon. Anyway, back to the rest of the day. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like the video. So after a lot of conversations with my lovely wife, my phone is slipping away. Slipping away. A lot of number crunching, a lot of trying to work out what the fuck is going on. We've basically essentially worked out that this business is not economically viable in the way that it is working, unfortunately. So for us, our next move from here is we're going to close down the retail shop here in Nelson. So we've decided that to allow a local real estate agent to try and find someone to take over the lease. The landlord has approved that, so if we can find someone to take over the lease of this building, that'll be us and we'll be able to get out of that. If not, we're here for at least another 2 years because that's how long the lease is for. How are we going to survive 2 years at the moment? I have no freaking idea. Fingers crossed someone comes in and takes over the lease. What that means for the business itself, still a little bit uncertain. I can tell you right now, it's just not pushing our family in the right direction. In an ideal world, we will just go to online. We will only do dry products and plants. We'll drop all the wet pets, frozen stuff. Will just be dry products, just be plants, and back online to how we used to be a few years back. I would then be able to concentrate on doing the social media stuff, the Fanatics Friday Coffee Dates, which I freaking love, which you all know, and interacting with people online, hobbyists and that kind of stuff. Realistically, numbers might not make that work, and it could well be the end of the fish room as we know it, and it might mean that we just close the business up altogether. I'm not entirely sure just yet. We're still working through those numbers, and I'm trying desperately hard to make the first situation, the first scenario work so we can run the business totally online, still do the Fanatics Friday Coffee Dates, still do all the social media stuff that I really enjoy, and then go from there. But at the moment, I'm not sure. All I do know is that we are offering up the lease to somebody to take over this building, and we're going to try and move our way forward in a different direction because this one isn't working. So there we go. For anyone that is not in Nelson, it probably makes no difference as long as we can make the online side of it work. If you are in Nelson, it's just going to mean the shop's closed, and yeah, that's where we're at. It might be leased within 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, I don't know. It might take months and months and months, but we can't do too much until then. I will begin selling off the racks and the breeding setup and all that kind of stuff that we've got because I have no room for them and there's no point in me holding on to that. And we'll try and run on skeleton type aquariums out the back and fish. We still have to make the business function, we still have to pay the lease, we still have to pay the bills while we go through this process. I still have to have fish, but we'll probably go on a lower type of volume of what we've got. So that's where that's at. Yeah, I wish it was better news, fantastic news, but it's clearly not. So we'll go on, we'll continue to work through, and yeah, got any questions, any thoughts, any ideas? Always happy to listen. Just got a little bit emotional then. Literally directly after recording that video, Somewhere Over the Rainbow played, which I listened to for some oddball reason when my son was born. It's nearly 7 years ago, and I got real emotional like as that happened, and now I'm kind of getting real emotional now, which I guess is to be expected. But still got some work to do, so I'm going to get some stuff done, get it moving. You got the video, get on with the day, so I'm just going to take all the plants out from here, click what I can, and then I'll be able to place my order from my suppliers. So yeah, that'll probably finish off the day, and then Yeah, I'll pass around making some memes on CapCut because that is fun. I don't think the camera's going to quite show it up, but these starlights are looking absolutely spectacular under the light. The little white trim there is looking like a fluorescent blue. Looking really lovely. Anyway, pulled the plants we needed for all of the orders that we can do, excluding some of the lucky dips. So I'm going to make those lucky dip order parts up now. So see here we've got 5 large, 1 medium to order off. I'll tick box through them, and we'll get this order sorted. That'll be on its way tomorrow, I'm guessing. Cool.